Getting healthy hair could not be more simple. It only seems complicated because people are screaming at you to buy all of these random products that you'll never use again that are just gonna end up in your hair graveyard. The truth is, hair only has 3 basic needs, and once you learn them, you'll have healthy hair for the rest of your life. This beginner kit covers all those needs with just a few products. Let me show you how all this works. All right, so believe it or not, hair is kind of like that movie Super Size Me, where the guy eats McDonald's for every meal to see what would happen to his body. Except instead of a guy with unhealthy food, it's your hair with unhealthy products. After 30 days, the guy's doctor is like, you're gonna need like 20 different medications for all the different health conditions the McDonald's gave you. But really, he would have never needed any of those medications if he had just eaten healthy food instead of eating McDonald's the whole time. And it's the exact same thing with your hair. People try to tell you that you need 20 different products for all these different things, but you don't. All you need is a few products that address the core needs of your hair, because the dryness, the oiliness, the lack of shine, all that's gonna be reversed. So forget buying a product for every little thing that's wrong with your hair, and let's go over the good stuff. All right, so like we said, your hair has 3 basic needs. Number 1, it needs to be cleansed. Otherwise, you have scalp issues and bad smells everywhere. Number 2, it needs moisture, which pretty much explains itself. Number 3, you need to lock that moisture inside your hair so it doesn't have a chance to leak out and dry your hair out, which will definitely happen if you skip this step. So now that we know the 3 basic needs of your hair, all we have to do is apply them towards the 3 parts of your hair: your roots, your mids, and your ends. And you don't need to remember any of this. It's all gonna come together and make total sense in just a second. So just come on this journey with me. Trust me, it's gonna be easy. Product number 1. All right, from the top, we can see from our list here, the first thing that we need to do is cleanse your roots. And like I said, this is really easy. We're just gonna use this thing called shampoo. But it is not that easy because there are 2 huge shampoo mistakes that most of my clients make that end up ruining their entire hair routine. Number 1, they don't match the shampoo to their hair type, which you really need to do, because if your shampoo is too heavy or too light, it's gonna throw everything off. Like I said, it's a critical step. I'll walk you through that in just 1 second. The second mistake most of my clients make is not using shampoo correctly. Most people are using shampoo techniques from back in the 80s. And if you're my age, the 80s seems like they're like 20 years ago, but it's not. It's 40 years, and we've come a long way since then. We have modern hair care techniques now, and you need to know them. So check my hair washing video next if you haven't already, and you'll be like, I was today years old when I learned how to wash my hair. All right, so to check this cleanse box, you need what I call your shampoo soulmate. Like we said, it's the perfect shampoo for your hair type and hair needs, and it'll keep your hair clean for days at a time. Now, most people have no idea who their shampoo soulmate is, and that's totally fine because there's a lot of shampoo bottles out on the shelves. No, it has to be the C, because there's a lot of shampoo bottles in the C. But if you need help, you can find it in like 2 minutes by going to my recommended product list in the description, taking the hair type quiz. All you have to do is choose a shampoo that matches your hair type. Hair is really easy when you have a cheat sheet. Stay with me here, let's keep going. You have to remember that shampoo only ever goes on your scalp because that's where the oil is. Your mids and your ends don't produce any oil. That means that you never want to put any shampoo directly on your mids or ends. If you do, they'll turn into something dry like a desert or your stepdad's humor that isn't funny at all. Instead, check this box for your mids and ends. You're gonna take some suds. Only suds, never liquid shampoo. You're gonna lightly rub those suds over your mids and ends. All right, so checking back in, hair need number 1, totally checked off. Look at that, we're nice, we're cleansed. Moving on. Product number 2. All right, so looking back at our cheat sheet here, the next thing that we need to do is find a product to moisturize your hair.
Are we gonna use that product twice? Is that product 2 and product 3?
But this is where a ton of people get lost on their hair journey because they do not understand moisture. Most moisture products don't work at all because they sit on top of the outside layer of your hair instead of being absorbed into the hair. And the reason that's bad and gross is because if it doesn't absorb into your hair, it's just build up on the outside. What your hair needs is moisture on the inside of your hair. And there are only a couple products that actually work that way. Really, you only have two options here. Number one is conditioner, or if you want to be a little bit fancy here,
The fanciest.
you can use a hair mask instead of conditioner, never both. Any products that claim to moisturize your hair other than those two are just putting greasy buildup on the outside of your hair that doesn't do anything. It's not what you want. All right, so you got your moisturizing product, conditioner, but you need to keep two things in mind. Number one, do not put conditioner on your roots. The reason is that it'll make your roots oily, and I cannot tell you how many people have come up to me and said, your conditioner made my roots oily. Please don't use conditioner on your roots. And number two, make sure to use a decent amount. You don't want to scrimp here. Apply enough conditioner for it to coat the hair so it can do its job. Because remember, we aren't using a bunch of different products here, so we need to get the full effect. When you're done, put it in your hair, just clip it right up, let it sit for 2 minutes while you do all your other shower stuff, and just look at all those boxes we got checked. We are really cooking here, Les.
No.
Leslie's like 10% as excited as I am right now.
5.
Product number 3. All right, so looking back at our cheat sheet here, we can see that next up, we need to lock in all that moisture that we just put in your hair. And we want to do this with as few products as possible. And that's not just because it's more efficient, but because your hair needs to be light and fresh. It should bounce when you're walking. That's what we're going for. Right, Les?
Show me that bounce.
You do not want it to be heavy with products because then you're gonna have to wash it all the time, and that's very bad for your hair. So to get this done, we're gonna go with my favorite product of all time, the product that I built my salon on, the product that's absolutely magic.
Give me the magic product.
Now! But first, you have to know something that most people are never able to understand, and it is the iron law of hair. It goes like this. Your hair will always dry out. Always. So even though you have this fancy,
The fanciest.
modern conditioner that puts supernatural amounts of moisture in your hair, the iron law says that it's gonna leak right back out and just get dry again.
So why even use it? Unless
You have my favorite product of all time, leave-in conditioner, which changes everything because you lock in that supernatural amount of moisture and you don't have normal hair. You have super moisturized hair all day long. And that iron law can get out of here because your roots and your mids are now perfectly sealed, but we still need to learn how to use leave-in conditioner. This grand reveal is Pureology Color Fanatic. It is the best leave-in conditioner on the market, whether you have colored hair or not, no matter what your hair type is. I highly recommend that you use them. The way that you're gonna use this guy is right after you get out of the shower. You just wash your hair, you just conditioned your hair, you towel dry it a little bit, and now you are on a timer. The moisture from your conditioner is leaking out, and you need to use this before that happens. Take them and hold them about a foot away from your head so it has time to turn to a spray and mist before it hits. And if you have fine hair, you're gonna spray 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sprays in a pattern like this. Medium hair is gonna do 12 sprays, looks like this. Or coarse hair is gonna do 16 sprays, looks like this. Now, the best way to mess this whole thing up is to use this on dry hair like the directions tell you to. You cannot use this on dry hair. If you do, it'll give you bad texture. Ignore these directions. And you right there who just got a text from your boyfriend and missed this part and you're gonna use this on dry hair and send me an email complaining about it, I'm not gonna respond. You should have been listening. All right, so looking again at our cheat sheet, we only have one thing left to do. The only thing that isn't sealed right now is your ends. And ends are really different because obviously they have a hole cut right into the bottom of them. Roots and mids are fully surrounded by that outside layer of your hair. But ends, not so much. They're open and vulnerable, so we need to get you a heavy hitter to seal those things in, and that heavy hitter is product number 4, which is hair oil. But hair oil is so strong that you gotta be careful. You can't just go throwing the stuff everywhere. Less is more, so let's do a quick thing on how you're actually gonna use this. The oil goes in your hands like this, and you're just gonna take a couple of drops like this, as my dad would say, a couple shakes of a rat's fanny. This is Olaplex 7. It's best for fine and medium hair because it's nice and lightweight. Won't get your hair greasy. But if you have coarse hair, you want something stronger because the Olaplex is not going to be hydrating enough for you. So you're gonna go with Moroccan oil. Coarse hair needs a full pump, much more than fine or medium hair is gonna use, and it looks about like this. When you're putting the hair oil on, you're gonna work it into your ends. And then when there's almost none left, then you can work your hands up into your mids. But if you have fine or medium hair, keep the stuff away from your roots because it'll grease everything up. Really gross, Les. All right, and looking back at our guide here, holy crap. Shampoo and conditioner, leave-in conditioner, and hair oil takes care of every health need your hair could possibly have. And keep in mind, this isn't just like some little trick I made up for this video. This is actually my Trinity routine. It is literally my life's work. I've been testing this for years. It's the healthiest hair you can possibly get with the least amount of products, and it will work for everyone. The shampoo takes care of cleansing all of it. The conditioner adds moisture to your hair. The leave-in conditioner seals your roots and your mids, and then the oil seals your ends. It has everything covered. All right, now you're probably saying, Chris, that's a couple products, that's cool, but there's no way that's all that I need. And you're absolutely right. Those are just your health products. So health is taken care of, but health products are not the only kinds of products. It really helps when you realize there's two different worlds of products, health and styling. We already got you all the health products that you're gonna need, and now all you have to do is choose how you want to style your hair and choose the correct product for doing that. So for instance, if you want to blow dry your hair, you're just gonna add a blow dry cream. If you want beach waves, all you're gonna do is throw in a thermal protectant to protect it from the heat of the iron. So what we've done is we have this really solid foundation that we can then add any styling products onto after, which you can find in my other videos or my recommended product list. Now, to get going with all of this, the best place to start is to find your shampoo soulmate. If you want help with that, just go to my recommended product list. It's in the description. It even has a hair type quiz to help you figure out your hair type. Thank you so much for hanging out today. I hope you learned a lot. Have a good one.